Love. Here it goes. That was just a practice. If you feel like it, stand up and join along with this joy. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together, together in the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love. From every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, namaste, I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name, last line, we come together. In the name of love, we come together. In the name of love. Yes, we do, right? We all come together this morning. How exciting. We're a little small in number today, but boy, are we mighty in spirit. Yes. Hello, this is Reverend Julia McCord. Now, you might have met or seen Julia around, and this is Bran. Hi, Bran. Yeah, he's a star today. He was over there dancing too. Some of you might know her dad a little better, Glenn Jones. He's usually sitting here with the ponytail. Yeah, and they all moved to this area. How long has it been now? February. So, Reverend Julia, you are a minister, an interfaith minister, yes? Good. So she's going to join us today and lead us as our celebration host. And she'll tell you all about that. So welcome, Julia.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. All right. Good morning indeed. I am Reverend Julia Elizabeth Jones McCord, your celebration host today. On behalf of Unity in the Olympics here in Port Angeles, Washington, I welcome you to our Sunday service. Charles Mawson will be serving as your prayer chaplain this morning, and he will be available after the service for anyone seeking a prayer partner. Our ministry coordinator, BA Huffman, is sharing music and message today, and our audio-visual team is made up of Merlin Fisher and Bill Evans, with online Zoom assistance from Tim West. We especially welcome those of you joining us online. You are, as we all are, in the right place and perfect place at the right and perfect time. Thank you.
And will you go ahead and lead us in the declaration of faith?
Yes.
Yeah, just keep reading down the page there.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, here is our declaration of faith. And now, let us declare our faith as expressed in the first unity principle, sending this consciousness out into the world with strength and intention. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God the good,
omnipotent.
And let us bless the children here in this place, here in our hearts and throughout the world. We love you.
We bless you. We truly appreciate you just the way you are. And we behold the Christ in you. Well, that was really special. Thank you, Julia. And thank you, Bran. Oh, wow. This is a fun song. Well, you determined whether it's fun or not, all right? It's a song that I like that I wrote about 7 years ago. This song is called I Have Access to the Power Within Me. This was a part of my spiritual journey back when I first started Unity and New Thought churches, and realizing how I was able to create my own life inside of me. It's Unity principle number 3, right? We create our lives and our worlds with our thoughts and our beliefs, right? So I have access to the power, and you might get a chance to join with me on this one too. So I have access to the power within me. I have access to the power within me. I have access to the power every minute, every hour. I have access to the power within me. I'll give you a chance to join along. I have access to the power within me. I have access to the power within me. I have access to the power every minute, every hour. I have access to the power within me. You got it. You can just summon your inner Aretha Franklin. Whenever troubles surround me and I just can't find my way, I close my eyes, I go inside, and from somewhere within me, I raise my voice and say, I have to the power within me. I have access to the power within me. I have access to the power every minute, every hour. I have access to the power within me. Ho, 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 ho. I used to think I was separate and had to pray to someone above. But now I know inside is flowing the never-ending source of infinite love. I have access to the power within me. I have access to the power within me. I have access to the power every minute, every hour. I have access to the power within me. You got it. Now repeat after me. I got the power. I got the power. I got the power. I got the power. You got the power. You got the power. Tell your neighbor, you got the power. You got the power. We got the power. We've got the power. We've got the power. We've got the power. I got the power. Yeah. We're just rocking it out, aren't we? You know what it was? It was, we had this birthday party for Ruth Zinter yesterday. She's turning 90 on October 25, but her 90th birthday party was yesterday at the senior center. And there might have been a little bit of dancing going on. There might be pictures and videos showing up at some time, but I'm going to be out of town, so, I won't see them, Yeah, the star has the evidence. It was a wonderful time, but we've got all the energy left over from that. So, what do we got, Charles?
Am I on?
This thing is on.
Okay. I'm Charles Mawson, your prayer chaplain. This was a particularly difficult prayer to come up with. I try not to do it for my ego. I try to let Spirit talk to me to say what to do, and Spirit just wasn't talking to me until almost the last second. And it finally came in a burst of energy, like I worked on it for weeks, and all of a sudden in 5 minutes it was there. So anyway, and this is a true belief of mine. God gives me the power to change my life. and your life too. And using my creative power leads to my greatest freedom. I do this by seeking the peace of God. Each day I choose to spend in perfect peace, for I can be hurt by nothing but my thoughts. You can't hurt me, but I can hurt me by my thinking. And by seeing all things as I would have them be, I let a new perception come to me. I'm affected only by my thoughts. I can be free of suffering today. Today, the peace of God envelops me as I forget all things except his love and know I am forever safe. Thank you, God, for these insights and your love. Yes. So now we will do the Lord's Prayer. And I would be pleased to lead you in it, but if you should want to remain silent and pray inside instead of out loud, please do so. There is no wrong way to pray. So if you will join with me, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. It's such a powerful prayer. So now we go into the daily word. And again, this Daily Word is a bi-monthly magazine published by Unity since 1924. It offers inspiration and practical teachings through daily affirmations, messages, prayer articles, and spiritual poetry to help all people of all faith lead healthy, prosperous, and meaningful lives. You can subscribe online at dailyword.com or purchase a physical copy here located in the kitchen area of the church. So the word, they want to do, the word for this past Friday is thoughts. And the affirmation is positive thoughts lead to abundant living. So let's say that. Thoughts. Positive thoughts lead to abundant living. So my thoughts give me the power to change my life. This creative power is an awesome responsibility and my greatest freedom to live with abundant joy and love. I keep my thoughts positive. I keep my thoughts positive and affirmative. I believe in the good within and all around me. I think and speak of it often. I lift up those around me with thoughts and words of positivity and I think positively of myself, forgiving my missteps, and frequently affirming my divine qualities. I focus on the good, the possible, the beautiful, and the kindness I encounter in life. As I concentrate my thoughts, I fill my consciousness with all good ideas and trust they will manifest as all manner of abundant living. So please join me in affirmation again. Positive thoughts lead to positive living.
Charles, thank you. As you had sent in your prayer earlier this week, first of all, yeah, so many times I know that I also am like, where is Spirit? Why can I not, why is it not coming to me? And what I find is like, oh, it's because I'm not really open. I'm the one that's not coming to it, right? But then when I saw going through the daily words of this week and saying which one's going to resonate on this morning, and I saw Fridays, and it really just sort of brought in the same thing that you were putting up in your prayer. So thank you for sharing that. Let me go to this page here. So good morning. I realized, I kind of watched the YouTube video of this, and I thought, I kind of get up here and start rambling on, but I probably should introduce myself, even though most of us here in the room, but I am BA Huffman, and I'm the ministry coordinator here, as Julia had pointed out, and doing the music as well. So hello and welcome to all of you online now or later, and that's that. I named this talk Good Vibrations, and I promise you I'm not going to break into the Beach Boys song, all right? Woo, right? Okay, that's all you get. Yeah. But it's funny because I said, oh, well, let me listen to this song. And I listened to the song and I was like, well, there's not a lot to that song that I can even bring into the service. I'd really have to dig and really try to do a lot of reinterpreting things. It's a fun song, but a few weeks ago, actually, I came up with this talk title, Good Vibes, Good Vibrations, Good Vibes. Do you ever walk into a room and meet someone and they give off a really good vibe? You just get a good vibe about a person, right? You just know it. There's nothing, they may have not even spoken yet. You sense something, right? You get a good vibe. Or a place, a room. You walk in and you get a good vibe about a person or a place. Or sometimes the opposite happens, right? You walk somewhere and you get an icky feeling, like a bad vibe about something or someone or some situation. Reverend Donna said to me a couple months ago when I first got here, she said, when I walk into the room, when I walk into the church, I just feel the love here. Don't you feel the love? It's the vibe, right? Back in the 70s, and I was just a tyke, I was Brand's age, and in 1973 or something, I don't know. But in the 70s, that was a big thing, right? In the 60s and 70s, that's the song, is from 1965, I think the Beach Boys, but it's good vibrations, good vibes, right? Vibes, that's a real thing. Vibration and how we feel about something, it's a real thing. And another way to put that is the consciousness of a place, right? It's our new way of saying the same thing. What is the consciousness of a person? We sense that right away, don't we? Now, not that we should be judging where they are on their consciousness journey, but you do get a sense of the consciousness of a person, a place, a room. Exactly 1 year ago, I was coming up here to be a part of the Jeshua intensives here in October. It would be a week from the next weekend. But I had left California with my friend Reverend Rose, and we had driven up through the eastern side of California, beautiful drive at this time of year, and avoiding Interstate 5. And we crossed into the state of Oregon. And there's a small town as you cross into the state of Oregon. I'm not going to name the town, but there's a small town we went through, and we drove into it, and we're like, look at this cute town. Look at these Victorian houses, and and look, there's some deer walking in the Episcopal Church front yard. Little did I know that was a thing everywhere in this town, but but that's not a thing in Palm Springs, California, where I come from, where I live now. So we go into this town and we see this old grocery store with an old 1950s sign, and it was like, oh, this is so cool, let's go in there. And we park the van and we get out, and we didn't say anything to each other at first. We went in, we did our grocery shopping, and we came back out and we had this yuck feeling. Both of us had it individually, and then once we talked about it, we both realized that we had a sense of, there was a weird vibe about that place, that town. There was a consciousness of that town that to us individually, but then as a couple of friends, felt heavy. It felt sad. It felt angry. Sometimes you just see that in the sign, literally the signs that are posted around. You see angry signs, or but it had that heavy consciousness. So that consciousness can be in a person, it can be in a town, it can be in a room, it can be in a county or a state or an entire nation. Like, it doesn't take very long to look around the globe and find a consciousness or a vibe of a nation that, ooh, that just doesn't feel like it's sitting in the highest version of itself. There's also some of these vibes, I'm going to change the setting on my keyboard here for a minute, but some of the settings, some of the consciousness is neither good nor bad. It's just a different consciousness, right? So if we look at, say, a political spectrum, we might see that there's a consciousness here and there's a consciousness here, and one sees the other as not good. But within that either party, the consciousness feels perfectly fine. The vibe between those people in each party is perfectly fine and actually good, right? So who are we to say one bad? I changed my settings because I say, you know, we've got this, and you heard this a little bit last couple weeks ago, right? But you've got this consciousness, beautiful harmony going on, and then you've got this, and that's, but if I take one away, there's this consciousness, which is pretty, and this consciousness, which is pretty, but together, not so much, right? Right. So neither one is wrong. They're just really beautiful on their own level. That vibration. So that is. That is a lesson for me. That is a lesson for me to stay out of a place of judging this town for its consciousness, or what I perceived its consciousness. Its vibration is its vibration, right? Mine didn't vibe with it. But does that mean that it's a bad vibration? Is that, or is it just something different? This is not, I don't have the answer to that question other than, for me, choosing to judge it on a different vibration is not going to bring about the best and highest version of myself. I'm not here to judge, to say which one is good. They're not going to be together. Mine's not going to work with that one. Each one of us, we have a deep desire in our lives, right? Now, I don't mean the kind of desire that, like, oh, I want a new television or a new car or a working iPhone or, a piece of BlackBerry pie. Not that kind of desire. But we have a desire, each one of us, and it's going to be different. Like a few that I wrote down, that some of these may apply to me and some of them may apply to you. Some desires that I'm talking about are true peace in our hearts, right? That's a desire for me, like peace in my heart. Freedom from restrictive situations. That's something that not everyone has. Some people have that deep desire for freedom from a restrictive situation. Consistent joy and happiness, not just sporadic, but consistent joy and happiness. This is a deep desire, right? Deep contentment. Well, we know that means different from, that means I'm satisfied with what I've got, with what I have in life. And a big one, I see it in my own life and I see it in a lot of other people's, a sense of worth, not just self-worth, but worth and appreciation, a sense of people appreciating me, appreciating and being relevant. I speak with a lot of people who struggle with that, who a sense of their own self-worth, a sense of their relevance in the world. These are deeply held desires, much different than, like I said, a piece of BlackBerry pie, which I also deeply desire. The thing about these desires that I sort of processed this week is these desires all have their own vibration. They all have their own consciousness, right? And we get to these places, we obtain these desires by aligning ourselves with those vibrations, right? So that sounds really, really easy, but it's not. And it's not for me. Maybe it is for you. Good on you. But what I find is, if my own vibration, starts to rise, now, I think for me, a raised vibration is sort of chaotic. And so raised vibration to me equals low consciousness. And as I lower my vibrational rate and calm it, just like calming your heartbeat, calming your breathing, my consciousness raises. It's like a seesaw, right? One feeds the other. What's the word? Well, I can't think of that word right now. Synergistically, yes, yeah. Equilibrium, yes, yeah, and there's sort of one's feeding the other, synergy, but in opposites, right? So if I am in a situation where my vibrational rate is, I'm likely not going to resonate with something that's got a nice, cool, and calm vibration. And the things that I deeply desire, that list of things that we all took a minute of, those are operating on a very nice, low vibration. I don't mean slow and bad and low consciousness. I mean, these things are calm. And so like the other day I went to the Crab Fest. Have you been? Yes, yes. Those of you maybe watching online, we have this annual Crab Fest here in Port Angeles. And so I went on Friday. And it was a beautiful night. If you've seen the moon lately, I went during the day, but I stayed until the moon was rising, and it's just a stunning night. But one of the really beautiful things for me is I landed an excellent parking place. Like, I don't know how I got my big camper van, and I'm driving through town, like, look, parking karma. And there I got this great space right down on the water. Yeah, like across from that pizza shop that it's down on the water, down near the Black Ball Ferry and stuff. I mean, who knew? So I get this spot there, and I walked toward the thing, and I just paused for a minute. I took some stunning pictures of flowers, which maybe you'll see in coming weeks on the things, or on my Facebook. If you're a Facebook friend of mine, you'd see them there. I post them. Anyway, I'm off topic. The water was absolutely flat, and not a single wave or ripple or anything. It was absolutely calm. Now, vibration is something that's in everything, right? Sound is vibration. A bell, you hear it because it vibrates, right? A string on a violin or a guitar or even on an acoustic piano, the strings vibrate. That's what causes sound, right? Vibration is, and our eardrums, right? Our eardrums pick up the vibration in the air, and that's how we hear things. Our brain then perceives it as hearing. When the wind is moving, it's a vibration. And so when the wind blows, what happens to the water? It ripples, right? And so a really windy day, if you're out in one of the Great Lakes, or I'm sure here, I haven't lived here long enough, but like when it's windy, you don't even have to be out in it. You look out your window and you see the waves going, you know that it's windy out there. So the vibrations of the wind cause the water to ripple, which is also a vibration, right? And so when it doesn't happen, when there's a low wind, there's low water, low waves. And when I look at that calm, clear water, then I'm calm. And then when I'm calm, my emotions are calm, then the people that I interact with are calm. And it becomes, quote, a ripple effect from the wind, its effect on the water's effect on me and my moods. So vibrations, they start one place and they really do ripple through in so many ways. So when we align with these good feelings that we want, these desires, this is what I had to do, is I had to bring my vibration level lower. I was speaking with a woman this week, and whose adult daughter is in the hospital right now battling cancer. It's a tough battle for her right now, particularly. And this woman, while not so concerned because of her journey, not so concerned about her daughter's condition, but this woman was challenged by the vibe of a hospital. Sometimes you go into a hospital and what you might perceive is sickness and a struggle. They can be that way, and you've got these wonderful people, these nurses and doctors who are trying to keep things up, but they're not. Hospitals aren't necessarily happy places. It's not McDonald's Playland, right? So we took a moment to just sit in the stillness together and to lower our own vibrational rates, just to join, to access spirit, to access love. And when we did this, all of the tension, all of the yuck of the hospital, the possibility of going to a hospital to visit, all of that dissolved. It was all neutralized by lowering our vibrational rate, by just joining and aligning with the things that we do want, not the things that we don't want. As long as this woman is stuck in, I don't want to be in this hospital, I don't want to go visit this person, or I don't want to be part of that. If we stay in that place, we're creating that energy around it. We're sustaining the energy around the negative part. But if we are able to get down to a place of our vibration being very low, then we can find the alignment of the thing that we actually want. In this case, healing. In this case, support. It just took all the yuck away, and it was a beautiful moment for her and for me. Anyone relate to that? Yeah, it's good. The other thing, when we talk about, and I mentioned it a little earlier, is the third unity principle, that we create our lives through our thoughts and our beliefs, right? So anything that we think about in a positive way, we can create more positive energy around it, more positive consciousness, and the vice versa is true also. The change has to begin in ourselves, and it's not a forced change, all right? It has to be something that we relax into. It's something that we allow to happen, right? We allow ourselves to get into a space that allows other things, all our desires to come to us. Again, emphasizing that it's not that an outcome that we don't want, but an outcome that we do want, whether that's peace or abundance or joy or self-worth. That's a big one. Anyone? Yeah, I'll raise my hand. Self-worth, that's a big one. Whew. Harmonious relationships with people, right? If we can see the outcome that we want and align ourselves with that, if we can allow our vibrations to align, we can see the results almost instantaneously. You can feel the negativity melt away. It's all about allowing. It's all about allowing peace within. In absolute surrender, so serenity begins. For when the storm subsided and calm becomes the way, it's all about allowing it to stay. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burden and just simply letting go. For as you cease the struggle and love pours through your heart, it's all about allowing it to start. Now feel a warm and shining, new with promise, strong, undying love, different than any you have known. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing change to show, then living in the moment like it's all you'll ever know. And though it won't be easy, you can say you truly tried, for it's all about allowing it inside.
Now feel it new and shining, new with promise, strong, undying love, different than you have ever known. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burdens and then simply letting go. For as you stop the struggle and love pours through your heart, it's all about allowing from the start. It's all about allowing it to start. In this moment, with deep breaths, with the relaxation of my shoulders, with the relaxation of my face, I lower my vibrational rate and I raise my consciousness. When I have a desired condition for peace within in my heart, for self-worth, for harmonious relationships, I know that I can come to this place. I know that I can lower my vibrational rate and bring it down to a slow, easy, undulating place that then makes way and space for the same vibration of that which I desire. It's mine to go to anytime. In my heart, I have desires that I've made known. In my heart, I have desires that are secrets to my heart. And in this beautiful moment, with this collective consciousness, this collective vibration, I access the consciousness of my desires. I allow love to show. I allow love to grow. I allow and I align. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burdens and then simply letting go. For as you stop the struggle and love pours through your heart, it was all about allowing from the start. It's all about allowing it to start.
we created a really nice space in this room together. And now we move our love and gratitude forward by sharing our tithes and offerings. It is said that we can give to what feeds us. You're going to give to me, I feed you. If your heart has been fed here today, Unity in the Olympics gratefully receives all that comes through you. For those of you joining us online, we also accept love offerings on our website, www.unityintheolympics.org. Also, if you have a prayer request, please write it down and hand it in. And it will be confidentially held in the prayer box and prayed over for 30 days and then sent on to Silent Unity. No, thank you, honey. The Worldwide Unity Prayer Ministry will hold it in collective prayer for 30 more days. That's pretty amazing. And now, held in our hands or in our hearts, let us bless our gifts as we move them forward together into the oneness, saying, Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love.
This is a Karen Drucker song. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
Yes, and we are so grateful for the donations that you gave to us, to the church, to Spirit, to Unity, because we know these donations will be used to extend the love of this service to this town, the state, and the entire world.
Mm.
And these prayers in the box here, as was stated earlier, please put your prayers here so that we can pray over them for 30 days at this church. We have a very active prayer ministry. And then after they're prayed here for 30 days, they will go on to Silent Unity. And just a reminder, I'm your prayer chaplain. I am available after the service, just down the hallway a little bit on the first room on the left. If you need to talk about anything, have anything prayed over, I'm always open to new jokes. I'm good for that too. So please come and join me.
Thank you, Charles. That was a good place. We created that together, and Julia pointed that out exactly. That was us together. That was powerful. Yeah, so thank you for joining in that. We've got a few announcements. Yes, today's Sunday, which means tomorrow is Monday, right? Another day that ends in Y, but it starts with an M, and that's Monday meditation, all right, with Reverend Donna and prayer chaplain Sandra Blanchard and Tim West. So that's tomorrow at noon. It's on Zoom, so check your emails for the Zoom link. I would imagine it's the same link each week, right? So so even if you didn't get one, if you got one from last week, you're good to go there. Next up, we have the monthly meeting of the Board of Trustees will be this Tuesday at 6:30. So it's a different day, a different time. So just keep that in mind, board members. All right. Charlotte Coachman is currently our board president and has been our president 3 different times in her life in the last 20, 30 years, 27 years, something like, yes, yeah. And she's going to be stepping away from that post for the rest of this term to create some more space in her life. So we bless you on this journey and say thank you, thank you, thank you for all your service to us over this time. And what that means for us also for the board is that we have an opening on the board to fill out the term through the end of March, I believe. So if you are a member of this church and you feel that you have the time and the energy and just the calling to serve this church for the remaining 5 months of this term, please consider that. We are looking, Unity in the Olympics has a 4-person board. Used to be 6, it's down to 4 people as of 2018. This will put us at 3 people, so we need to get 1 more person on the board to serve for the remaining 5 months. It's just that as long as you're a member here, you are eligible. So please see me and I can guide you, or you can see Charlotte or any of our board members, Judy, Sandra Blanchard is one of our board members, and Star. So just keep that in mind. All right. After that point, after the board has 4 members, the board themselves will elect the members. That's how that works here. So you don't even have to sign up to be president. You just sign up to be on the board. All right. So there we go. Next up, this coming, not this coming weekend, coming up in a few weeks, October 26th, we have Oak Ridge University will be presenting its autumn intensive entitled The Mountaintop Experience here Wednesday, October 26th through Saturday, October 29th. Our own Judith Coates is here. She's the founder and executive director of Oak Ridge, and as she has done for 30 years, almost 30, 29 and a half something years. 31. Okay. Oops, I read something too old. 31. She will be channeling Jeshua ben Joseph as well as other Holy Family members over the course of the week. There will also be some music, a little bit of music by yours truly, just little snippets here and there. And we have a concert by Josie Johnson Rogers. On her Facebook, her name is Josie J, so I always think it's her last name. But so that's happening that week. Okay, next up, and oh yes, and if you have questions about that, please see Judith or Eva or Bill. Right, they have all the information on that, and we have brochures about that too. Mm-hmm. It's going to be here, yes, in this building, yes. All right. I have a short week this week. I'm here Monday and Tuesday only. And then of course, Robin is here Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you need anything from us, we're kind of, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I am heading on a long planned vacation, to Portugal. So I will say hello to you from over across the sea, but I'll be, over there. So that said, next slide up is joining you next week. I've got a treat for you. Okay. This is Cindy Akana. All right. She will be here. She does what I do. She is a musician, a speaker. She has a long faith tradition in New Thought, in Unity, and in CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living. She's done a lot speaking recently in the last couple of years at Unity of Tacoma and Unity of Bellevue. So she has her own, she's 3 CDs out. She's the real deal. And so I'm very excited to get her in here for next week, and actually the following week. She'll be here 2 weeks in a row, so you get a little consistency with Cindy. She lives on Anderson Island, which is like the bottom island of Puget Sound, and she and her husband love driving and traveling around. She's a school teacher also, and they are coming up here Saturday night. They'll be here Sunday morning, and then the following. So please come and see Cindy Akana. I know her songs are so heartfelt and soulful. I did a lot of searching for this absence of mine to find sort of a place that aligns with where we are going as a group lately. And I felt so good and confident when I saw Cindy's offerings online, and I spoke with her, and she comes highly recommended from some big Seattle music director, and so there's we're in good. You are in good hands, and with Cindy. All right, that's happening next week. Okay. I knew that I needed to keep this service short. We're under an hour today, but there's a reason. It's because the bread back there is driving us crazy. Star has outdone herself again today, and she's brought vegetable soup today, a minestrone kind of thing. And I'm sure there are some other cakes and salads that people pop in, or nacho chips and things that are always help keep our bellies full. So, but she threw in a little thing this week where she put Hawaiian rolls into the oven right now. So I was like, I got to keep this thing moving, you know. So anyway, I'm going to like ban that. I'm going to have to keep my sermons short so that, you know, because the food smells so good. Anyway, please join us back there. That's one of the best parts of Sunday morning, is just getting back there and getting to know each other, where we're all facing each other and sharing our energy that way. And we already created something quite beautiful here in this space. So come back and join that. And if you are interested in bringing a dish in the future, that's always helpful. Star loves making soup. You probably read it in her article in the newsletter. And it's also nice when someone else picks up the thing, right? You know, what do you prepare for? About 20 people? You know. Yeah. Or even, go ahead. Yeah, or even if we're just adding to and saying soup and something, that's always helpful too. So if you feel like that's something, a gift you want to give us, that's wonderful. All right, did I catch all the announcements? I think, there's one more that's not on there. And this is a mailing that I got this week. We got here at the church. Let me just make sure everything's in place here. This comes from Unity over in Port Townsend. They're called the Unity Spiritual Enrichment Center. And they sent us a flyer, and I put some on the tables back there. This coming weekend, October 13, 14, and 15, they're doing something called Into the Mystic, Energy Healing and Intuitive Readings Fair. So there's channeling, astrology, energy work, hand analysis, a medicine wheel, Akashic records, tea leaf reading, and tarot. It's free admission, and that is at the Unity Spiritual Enrichment Center in Port Townsend, October 13, 14, and 15. Yes, ma'am? Oh, yes, ma'am. She's pointing at you. She's making sure she's... Good, yeah, and not just the Unity Church, but the entire New Thought community, right? I mean, yeah, so this is, what a wonderful thing. I didn't know you guys were involved. I'm kind of glad I pulled this out there. So, all right, so that takes us to the next thing, which is our closing circle. So let's join together as we do here as our tradition. And we join in this closing circle with our arms open wide, and we connect in love and sending it out to all of the universe. And this is the time where we have a blessing to share. Yeah. This is the time where we have a blessing to share or a request for prayer. Blessings to share or request for prayer. Thank you. And prayer of thanksgiving for Ari and Leah, who did some gardening for us. This week with their kids. And it was a family gardening team, so thanks to them as well. Wonderful. Yeah. Mm. Mm. So holding these blessings and prayers in our collective thoughts, that beautiful energy we already created, and we're still in, let us affirm our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. The health of God flows through us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around. Have a wonderful day, just a singing this song. And why stop there, sing it all week long. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around. Let's spread hugs. Have a wonderful day, spreading hugs all around. Have a wonderful day, spreading hugs all around. Have a wonderful day, just a singing this song. And why stop there, sing it all week long. Have a wonderful day, spreading hugs all around. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around. Soup's on.